Hi, Kate. Is that Kate arriving? Oh, Kate's there, but invisible. Hi, Suzanne. How are you? If you just unmute yourself, there's like in the left-hand side of the screen, you'll see a mute button.
Oh, yeah.
Right down low. Yeah, because when you join the meeting, you're muted just so that when people join. So yeah, just down at the bottom on the left-hand side is the unmute button for everyone. I can probably unmute you all if you can't work that out. Hi, Kate. Now you're all unmuted now. Is that all right?
I can hear you.
Cool. Okay. We're just waiting for the others to arrive. Joe, you're here. Cool. So, and Lorraine.
Hello.
Duran, hi, how are you?
Greetings. I'm good, thank you. Hi, everyone else.
Hello.
Now, Lorraine, there is a...
Sorry, I've got a very enthusiastic bait here. Hi.
Hi, awesome. You're welcome to mute if you want to, but I don't mind the noise of the... Oh my gosh, and we got a puppy.
I've got my puppy.
Oh my god, cute. So cute. That is so cute. Hang on, wait a minute.
Just hang on a minute.
I'm using my husband's computer. If I can figure out how to mute, I'll be doing well.
Okay, everyone, I had to bring mine just because I was feeling a bit left out.
Oh my god.
We got a dog, 2 dogs,
I've got
and
my
a baby.
Just
Okay,
I thought that you guys are sort of really bringing family, and I just thought I should bring someone in my end as well.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh, wow, Suzanne. Look, we got the whole family here, everyone.
I've been training. This is the new facilitator, the OVO facilitator, Cheryl.
He's probably the perfect facilitator, just very good at holding space, sitting there and smiling and doing nothing. So
a lot of heart presence, this one, just very present.
Oh, that puppy is too cute, Kate. It's a new one, is it?
Yeah, she's just 10 weeks old.
Oh, okay. Hi, Therese. I just saw Therese, and then she's here and then gone. So, let's just see. Yeah, we got a few people, but I think can't see you, so I'll just flick over to a gallery view. Now I can see you. And Joe Miller, you're here, but I can't see you. And yeah, let's just see what we can do with your screen. Maybe you're just on the phone or something. I can't see what I've got a button here to manage participants, but I can't see that. Now we're expecting 11 people, so far we've got 7. Hi, Tash. Can you, Tash, are you unmuted? Yeah, I'll just unmute all. Can you hear us, Tash? Lift your hand if you can hear us. Maybe she's, there we go. Can you hear us now, Tash?
Oh, yeah, sorry, yes. Sorry, I was in my own little world.
Clearly. Okay. Yeah. All right. Waiting for a few more to arrive. But what I might do is, hang on, let's just see how we're going for time. Oh, yeah, we'll just give the others a couple of minutes while everyone... You missed all the puppies and things, Tash, so... Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, Kate
would be appropriate.
shared her puppy. And Suzanne's got her beautiful dog.
The new participant in my course, Tash.
Look at that, Tash. Can you? I know. There you go.
Oh, I want a cuddle.
We need to reach in, don't we? Okay. And what I might do is just start with the sharing, because then we can sort of, if we go to do a pause or a bit of a breathing thing or anything, and then people are arriving, it seems a bit rude. So it'd be cool just to know what people have been up to, if they've done whatever you want to share, really, share with the group. So just basically sharing, and then I'll go through a few things that we've got upcoming. What I think might be a good structure for these meetings, because we do tend to get overridden with all the kind of marketing and what's going on and what's coming up kind of info, so perhaps to split them, so to have one per month, which is just a kind of everyone sharing and collaborating, and then another one where it's like advanced mindfulness training only. And so yeah, be keen to get your feedback on that. But anyone want to jump in and just start sharing what they've been up to lately? They offered any mindfulness or whatever?
I'd be quite happy to begin, unless someone's
Thanks,
jumping a bit. Yeah, hi everyone. I realise I don't know everyone's faces here, but I'm Duran Longley. I'm in Wellington and trained with Cheryl earlier this year. I am very happy to report that I just completed my first public course, public as in not quite public, but because I had 3 participants only after prodigious advertising, and that's an interesting thing to explore in itself. But I ran it at home just because of the simple fact of balancing, in terms of cost effectiveness, hiring a venue, and for 3 people, it just really wasn't that worth it. So it worked very effectively just to run it at home in my lounge. And yeah, really enjoyed that. 3 meant that it was very personal, very individual, could give people a lot of attention. And although I presented the material as per the PowerPoints, it was great to be able to stop and just have a little bit more input from people. So feedback was really positive, and yeah, they're open for more. So yeah, that's sort of on top for me, and nice to kind of have that feeling of that under the belt, as it were. Yeah.
Thanks.
Keen to hear about your course in Bali, Tash, whenever you're ready to do that. But I'm also really happy to meet the others and hear about what you do as well. That's me for now.
I can go next if you like, Cheryl.
Yes, please.
So those who don't know me, my name's Tash. I'm from Wellington, and I just recently took a group over with Helen Williams, who's also are you there, Helen?
Afternoon, evening.
Yeah, Helen's here.
I didn't realise it would be video. Hi guys.
Back to New Zealand.
That's why I've got window behind me. So yeah, we did the OVO course, although I must admit that Helen did deliver the course, and then I throughout the yoga classes reiterated what Helen had taught in that session as we moved through the yoga class. So Helen can probably talk a little bit more about how she found the experience teaching the Bali retreaters. But I'm also on week 3 this week of my first ever OVO course, presenting it. I think it's gone pretty well. I think I was talking to Cheryl the other day. I think I just need to find my words. You know how you kind of, when you practice something, every slide you have like a particular sentence that you say or has a structure. So I think I just get my structure now. Oh, there's a really big noise.
Where's that noise coming from? Anyone know?
It sounds like a garbage thing or something like that. But yeah, so it's all good. I've really enjoyed it, and I think the course content is coming across really well. So I can't wait to do another one. Yeah, it's cool. So yeah, that's all from me. Maybe Helen will want to chat more about the Bali stuff as well. I really enjoyed the mindfulness in Bali. One thing I would say to anyone wanting to do a retreat is that the OVO mindfulness is really good as an intensive type thing as well, because the retreaters spent the whole week in this kind of mindfulness bubble, because that was our main focus, I guess, I would say. So it's definitely, if you are someone who's looking at doing retreats and that kind of thing, it's definitely a pretty cool thing to do. Yeah.
Thanks, Tash. Wish I was here next time.
Yes, next time.
Helen, do you want to add to that about Bali, or are you still jet lagged?
Hi, Helen.
Hi.
Sorry, we haven't seen each other since Bali, so I'm excited.
Tash just giving a bit of feedback on.
Yeah, so do you want to give a little bit of feedback about running the OVO mindfulness one at retreat in Bali?
Yeah, it was the second time I'd led it. So I did an urban retreat in August. So I did a day retreat and taught the whole program in that one day. And the Bali program was the second time, and it was definitely easier for myself to I felt like I got into the swing of things much quicker. A really different group in Bali, a lot more analytical, a lot of people who are working quite high-level corporate jobs, so it was and then a mix of people who are really just there for the hard work, really there to kind of deal with a whole lot of very, very personal sadness. So it felt quite interesting. Both of those things, the people who were like, give me more information. Like, no, I'm talking analytical. I'm talking like, I want to hear the data. I want to hear that. And then there's people who are just like, I really just want to know like these feelings. How do I deal with these feelings today, this minute? Because these are the things that are like tripping me up. And so it was, would you agree, Tash? There was that real seesaw, but everyone got something from everything. And it was really good for me just to lean in and really trust that the information that we have as teachers is solid. But I did bring in a lot of outside research that I'm constantly doing, and I would just like it made me realize that I can never stop learning if I want to continue to teach in the way that I want to, which is being able to offer really fresh information, fresh research. I was able to talk about a study that I just read the week before that had just come out about memory and concentration and older patients who had early Alzheimer's, and things like this. So it's like, okay, no, there's so much to learn, so much to constantly add if you want to. But what we've got there is already, it is already a really, really strong foundation. But no, it was good. It was good. I can see that you just keep building your confidence. And yeah, there was I don't know if Tash mentioned this, but there were the great mindfulness practices that we were, and how do I say this? I'm sorry, I am a bit jet lagged. So each day we were talking, Tash and I were kind of theming the retreat, and lo and behold, the universe would, in the great wonderful magic of it, provide us with a situation that we actually had to deal with in order to even be able to turn up to teach. So I had my house being moved by somebody else while I was living remotely. I had a nanny that didn't turn up one day. Tash had laundry that didn't. We had constantly had things that were kind of disarming us and actually asking us to practice what we preach every day. So that was cool. I was like, thank you very much. So yeah, definitely, it's not something you can talk and then not walk.
Perfect. Totally agree.
That was also quite quite fun to experience. So anyway, sorry if I'm blabbing, but no, it was great. And I'm teaching another day retreat at the end of this month in October, and I'm in Wellington. So I'm looking forward to that. Just need to start getting back into the swing of kind of advertising and building up momentum. But that's what I'm going to be focusing on over the next few months, is day retreats, and then corporate day retreats, or corporate. Yeah, I think Tash and I talk about that a bit more, and Prue with you as well. Yeah. Nice to see everyone.
Thank you, Helen. And I have had some really good feedback, both from your day retreat that you did, and I also hear that you had, you know, some request for some, you know, corporate work come from your retreat type of thing.
Oh, cool. Has it come through? I guess I'm
Yeah,
still out of the loop.
yeah. I think, well, Dahlia just mentioned that, so you never know who's in your group, no matter how
Yeah.
big or small. Sometimes it can surprise you. So well done,
Absolutely.
huge getting on with it.
Thank you.
It's nice to see you back.
Yeah, I know, to catch up properly.
Yeah. Anyone else wanting to share? Hi, Pete. Peter's just joined us. You're on mute, but I'm sure you know how to unmute yourself, do you? Cool. Anyone else care to share?
I'm I'm Suzanne, everyone from Auckland.
Hey, Suzanne.
I'm like Duran. I'm just in the middle of it. Actually, tonight's the last night of my public course. I ran a couple earlier in the year that were quite big because they were all my contacts and friends. And this time I marketed this one without, you know, gathering all my friends together. And the same thing, it was a little bit, I probably didn't market it enough, but it was all through Facebook and so on. So I need to do it in other ways because I actually had 6 people, but then 3 just pulled out. But that I look back and I should have got them to pay when they registered. But then, of course, people get sick and so on, so you'd end up paying them back anyway. But yeah, so that was one little learning, was as soon as they say, hey, I'm going to do it, to actually get them to put the money in rather than bring cash on the night. But the advantage of the smaller group was when I talked about their stress or what had happened in their week, when I went through RAIN and the various examples, I actually used their experience of that week, of how they may have handled it differently and so on, so that they felt that it really embedded in them what I was saying. So yeah, it really struck me how individual or very small groups, you know, how well that works with it. Felt a lot more personal, interesting, lively than the bigger group for me. But I'm used to, as a homeopath, I work one-on-one all the time. So I guess that's my skill. But yeah, it was very, and I think the one-on-ones, you learn more from them than they learn from you in some ways, because you'll get one of the fellows is a pea addict that's been clean for a year, so I've learned a lot from him. So yeah, very interesting. Good contrast doing a bigger group and then to the smaller. So it can be done either way, but yeah, need to get them to pay before when they start going.
Pay if you want to stay.
Well, otherwise they people get to the night and I think, oh no, I don't feel like driving across the bridge to Takapuna, or there's too much traffic, you know, it's a wee bit like that.
Yeah, Auckland, pretty big.
Yeah, that's my 3rd course. It's been good. Well, but yeah, same as Duran, need to think of other ways to market it to get the numbers.
The other suggestion there is that is if you're comfortable in that one-on-one space, you know, I have done the course privately and absolutely love it. I find that kind of probably, you know, the most impactful way is because you can, and when I do that, I do the communication exercises, like I share, they listen, and yeah, had really transformative sort of experiences, both for myself and for the other person. And so, you know, just to do that, but to price it accordingly.
Yeah.
And that's particularly, you know, because there's a lot of people who have the money, don't want to be part of a group, and also maybe want to, be able to change at night if they have to, or sort of do it to suit. So I just, as you were all talking, I think that would be wonderful to have private sort of courses or whatever on the website, and just, you know, you can just put a TBA, to be arranged, or put in details there. We can arrange the timing to suit you.
Yeah, I think that's what I will do. Because I did find that very I'm really looking forward to them coming tonight.
Yeah. And I think it'd be a lovely way of doing it. And, perhaps if it's, I don't know, just do whatever you're charging per hour for a homeopath consult, and then that keeps it in line. So,
right.
Yeah,
these people are getting a bargain.
Yeah, exactly. They're getting one-on-one for the price of, but we are putting more out there in the space of marketing. We have got a huge number of people landing on the website at the moment. I've got Google AdWords running now. So, we've got, I think, I just had a look because I can check on my phone. I think we had 392 here, in the last week. So there's a lot of people coming to the OVO website. We probably just need, obviously I haven't got at this stage, I have got Auckland as a location. I'll check on that. But we are getting a lot of traffic. So I don't know, I don't know what it is, whether it's because my courses are filling up. Because I do the one beginner class course now, and that's just because before the facilitator retreat, so that the new facilitators are actually getting to see a course being run, and that just sort of reaching capacity each time. So perhaps, I don't know, my booking is straight through Eventbrite. Is that easier for people? I know some people know me, but there are people that are that's a Sunday afternoon retreat. And but a variety of locations as well, so it's wonderful. I just see, I think Emily, she's not here now, but she's just done one out the Hut, so which is good, because I've just been in a medical centre out the Hut, and they want courses out the Hut for their patients. So so mixing up the locations a bit was really good, and the timing, so many different things to look at. Now, Kate, do you want to tell us? You just a very interesting one.
Hello, everyone. I'm Kate, and I'm in Hawke's Bay, and as you can see, it's very sunny out there. Sunny everywhere. So I did the training course a few months ago, and then got busy with my yoga classes and yoga nidra, and I started teaching in the local prison, which is really cool.
Wow.
Yoga. But then a friend, one of my yoga students, asked if I'd teach at the New Zealand Independent Funeral Directors Conference last Friday, and it was in a beautiful venue, the Black Barn. And they told me it'd be a really tough gig, which is quite interesting. They told me what the older guys have been doing in terms of their strategies, I adapted the 1.5 hour presentation from the OVO site, and had cards, but I got the last shift of the conference, so the graveyard shift of the funeral directors conference. And I sent a few of the old boys to sleep. So I missed the last rain. So we did a pause, and we did a watching of thoughts interspersed with the different slides. And when I started, I asked, I was going to get them to share with each other. There were 37 there. I was going to get them to share with each other what they knew about mindfulness. And when I asked who knew about mindfulness, 3 of them put their hands up. So I thought, oh, okay.
Wow, where have they been?
And actually a few more knew, but just weren't confident. So it was a real planting seeds exercise, and I learnt a huge amount from it. And I'm doing a training with the local funeral directors that asked me to go, who's one of my yoga students, with their staff. So 8 staff starting in 3 weeks.
Wow.
So we'll see. It'll be a learning curve for me. And I've just been asked to do the district health board 8 from their mental health team. So I just really, I'll just see how it goes. Seat in my pants. Mindful. And the conference was running late. So, and I had deliberately arrived just before lunch so I didn't get nervous, because I the last time I did a public talk was a Pecha coach, and I had a panic attack before, and I was talking about yoga nidra, and okay, so I thought, I just don't want that to happen. So I was having to wait and listen to one of these suppliers talk about, I think, trends in death rates. I had to do my beautiful breathing before thinking, oh yeah, I've got this, I've got all my tools. So yeah, it was great to experience, but I've got a lot to learn in terms of not sending the old boys off to sleep.
Awesome. That's such a courageous place to start. Thanks. Well, to get going with the mindfulness, 37 people in the graveyard shift. So well done. Yeah, and that's exciting, and like just getting that flow on business. Yeah, so it was so cool having OVO mindfulness up in Hawke's Bay. So thanks, Kate. Lorraine, Pete, what are you up to? Oh, Peter, you got something to share? Can you unmute? Yeah, you did the Dev Academy thing. So.
Oh yeah. Jen and I hosted our the session 1 last week, and we're doing session 2 this afternoon. I'm feeling a little bit nervous because I've had a lot of other things on, and I'm not going to have much time to sit with the slides and refresh before, but I'm glad there are 2 of us. But it's we had about 10 or 12 people, and we got good feedback. And it's just been nice. I was a bit slow. I was just kind of we're making this happen and just announcing it, and I've had time now to go and make the Eventbrite event, and it feels really good to clarify what's happening afterwards, and just the structure, so people know here are the dates, this is exactly what it is, the price includes the journal. Afterwards I'll be hosting half-hour meditation session group, which will be Koha. It just feels like a big weight to just put that all down. And it just feels like Eventbrite. I'm not sure if you've seen with Eventbrite, but you can do order form as part of the registration process to get a ticket. You can ask people additional questions. You probably know, but so I chucked on an extra one, which is why are you signing up for this? Just to catch them in that moment and then using that to hopefully inform maybe, or have a bit of a sense of what people are coming into the course with.
I think just to explain to everyone, our angel hands is if you agree or you think something's a good idea. So you just go like that. That's great. Good thinking. And I think, sometimes having that whole process with Eventbrite, it just means that people are booking there in the here and now. They've decided. But that's just hugely courageous of you and Jen. I think it was you finished the course on the Friday and you were doing your first one at the Dev Academy on the Tuesday, was it?
Wednesday.
Yeah.
On the wind, yeah. It's been awesome for me. The other day, Sarah was like, I can't teach the yoga class. I was like, I'll do it. So I taught a yoga class yesterday.
That's what I said to you.
It's
yoga
okay.
teacher, Peter.
Yeah.
I am now. So,
It makes me think of, I saw Richard Branson, that quote, start before you're ready, which feels really relevant here.
Yeah.
Good.
Stepping into it. Thanks, Peter. And that whole, when we were talking about it, the marketing retreat we did, or the retreat we did, the day-long retreat we did in the OVO studio, and we were talking about my new philosophy of running business with the idea of karma yoga, where you're actually just action without actually attachment to the outcome. So not saying you're not setting goals and, you know, and targets and organising and scheduling and all of that sort of thing, but just actually, you know, whoever shows up are the people who should be there, and whatever happens is what should happen. And that's a big part with you saying that, Peter, that it's a huge part of the Karma Yoga is actually you do have to take action. You know what I mean? And that's the thing, isn't it? You better to just keep moving forward, bite off more you can chew and chew like crazy, if you're that kind of person. Now, I'm loving that we've got some kids in on this. Lorraine, do you want to introduce Orson? Yeah. Angel heads the kids.
Hi everyone. My name's Lorraine. Yeah, it's all go here. So yeah, I trained with Cheryl back in August, and
no.
Huh?
And then
yeah, and then I went back to work after parental leave, and then I decided to quit. So that all happened last week, and I'm going to be running. I'm Wellington based as well, and I'm going to be running mindfulness classes for mothers and their babies. I'm going to put you down. So, because that's obviously the zone that I'm in. So yeah, so I've lined that up for the first 3 weeks in November in Nio, which is really exciting. And I picked up all the stuff from the booklets and everything from your house today, Cheryl. I met your mother as well.
I have no idea why she was there. I'm away on holiday up at our batch in Kiritau. So you can see it's very beautiful up here. So yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, that was nice. You met my mum.
I think she was dropping off stuff to one of your sons. So anyway,
she thinks I don't feed them, so she'll tell me blow by blow her account of meeting me.
So yeah, so I'm really excited about the up and coming weeks, and I guess I just need to familiarise myself with the slides and get marketing as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we're going to be sort of putting out some guidelines around that. Helen, do you want to just introduce your little one? Because I feel rude without an introduction.
Also, I'm still listening for the whole hour, but I'm just going to be
dipping in and out.
Dipping in and out. Yeah, thank you.
And what's your little one called, Lorraine?
Oshin.
Okay, I was calling him Orson. Oshin. Okay.
Oshin. Yeah.
Okay. And Helen, your little one.
You want to say hi?
Yeah.
This is Iris.
Iris, not so little. Cool.
We just had a birthday yesterday. Iris turned 2.
Happy 2 birthday. And has she been to Bali? Has she been in Bali with you?
Yeah, she came to Bali. We had a ball in Bali, didn't we? Have a little bit buddy. Yeah, no, we loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Awesome. Thanks.
Yeah. And just woken up, so big yawns. She's my greatest mindfulness teacher. Here.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Without a doubt. I'd be really interested to chat with you a bit further because I'm very keen. I mentioned to Cheryl a few months back my real interest in also working with mums, so it might be that. Oh, darling, sorry, don't touch. I'd be really interested to hear how it goes and see if there's any, cause obviously not to cross over into each other's territory, but. There was lots of interest there. I'd just be interested in talking more with you about joining courses, or just you want to touch it? Yeah, I might unmute.
But yeah, that's a good idea.
I'm going to mute otherwise we can't hear anything over here.
Okay, just lost Helen there, or just not lost her, but just lost her sound. Thanks, Lorraine. Did anyone else have anything they wanted to share before I sort of go through some things? Pete?
I guess just a shout out for the Trello as a space to potentially organise and session things.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm on. I just got to work out how to do it. So in response to the facilitated retreat in the weekend, a couple of things came up that I've taken action on. People are wanting a sort of like a bit of a style guide for OVO, so when they're designing their own brochures or Facebook stuff and that sort of thing, then they've got a bit more of an idea. So we're getting that done with the designer currently. And we are looking at how to, we're wanting to share some of your content on the OVO Facebook page, because the OVO Facebook page is basically belongs to the OVO community of facilitators, which is you guys. And so we will have guidelines as to what can be shared and times where you are able to share. So somehow we're working on that. And yeah, so I've been working with some marketing people just on, you know, how to actually structure that so that everyone can get out there and say stuff. And then I will just approve what can be posted or not. Another really good way is, because we are getting traffic to the website and potentially getting more and more, is we have a blog space in the resources. So if you've got blogs you've written, or you could write a blog on maybe your experience or what is OVO mindfulness, or anything that makes you look like an expert in your field, and then we can have a link to you and potentially, you know, the courses that you have running at the bottom of that blog. So it's just a way of people, because when I usually in corporate or even quite often I'll do a sort of directing people to our resources page, and because it is free resources, it gets, you know, a lot of people go and have a look at it, so it's quite a nice space to start getting a bit known as a facilitator. And that is also a way that we can share your content on Facebook, just by linking to that blog that you've done. So if you can sort of think that you have something, you know, that you want to share there that makes you kind of a unique facilitator that would, you know, help your vibe attract your tribe, just go for it. Yeah, I think that's sort of, the more we can put ourselves out there, the more we'll get the people who want to be in our space, learning mindfulness, attracted to us. And so does that make sense to everyone? Everyone kind of happy in that area? The other thing is, what I'd really like to know from you guys is what you want. I mean, it's my job is really to serve you guys so that you can then get out and spread the mindful word. That's sort of what I'm about. So just really wanting to know what you want from me and from the community space. So I probably, we'll see if we've got time just to do a quick share on that, but I'll just go through my list first. Otherwise, I will put all of this in minutes and maybe people can just kind of speak to it, you know, just on the Facebook page as to what you want from me and what you want from the community. I obviously am, you know, sort of have sort of quite time constraint with my time, but I really want to be there as much as I can for everyone. I have sort of suggested that I am available for coaching, and I'm doing it half my usual price, so I'm doing it for $90 an hour, which I know is still expensive for some of you, but that's kind of like more a mentoring coaching or supervising, just basically holding space. And I have made that available through the back end of the website as well. So you click on the shop, it's not quite there where you can order journals, but we should be there in the next few days. Journals, the A3 slides, which I think are proving very popular. Who likes the A3 slides? I mean, you took them to Bali, I think, didn't you? Yeah, but you still use the PowerPoint. But right. Oh, you did. You used them? No. Okay. Yeah, but that's what you're using, is it, Pete? At Dev Academy, yeah. So, and I have used them in the last facilitator training I did, and I think it's just a much nicer way to be sitting around the circle with the A3 slides. It's a really beautiful way of doing it, or putting them on an easel. So they're there as well.
Cheryl, can I just interrupt with a quick question?
Yeah, go
can you
for
just
it.
point me where they are? Are they on the website?
Yeah, you can. Oh, yeah, you. In a few days, you'll be able to order them, but through the website. So, but
okay.
yeah. So if you're right to wait for that, but otherwise you can email me and order. Yeah, but it's probably better just to email through the website, and then you pay as you order them, which saves me trying to remember. Which brings me to another thing, which I'll put in an email as well, is just those of you, I know lots of people are taking journals on a trust kind of basis, and I've forgotten who's got what. So if I do need to invoice you for journals, can you please send me a reminder about that as well? Now, the other upcoming thing is, we're doing some marketing as well about OVO mindfulness to try and drive traffic to your courses, and we're differentiating what is OVO mindfulness. So I thought, who better to ask than you guys? So I'll put that as well in my thing, is if you can say, what is OVO mindfulness like? How do you think it differs from if you were to see some sort of, why is it that it's different? Why is it that it's what you want to teach? And then in terms of upcoming events, we've got on the 24th of October, sorry for you out-of-towners, but we've got Wellington Chocolate Factory, awesome, vegan, great global footprint, the whole works, hosting us and doing a free chocolate tasting and hot chocolate and all this. Usually the cost is $15, but they're doing it free for OVO because we've actually got some branded OVO. We're partnering with them, and we've got branded OVO chocolate that we can use for our chocolate eating in the course, which I do. Oh, have you got chocolate tonight, Peter? Maybe do it at the end of the course. Yeah. So that is great, and you can charge, especially if you're doing corporate work, they will pay for the chocolate, I've found. So that's good. And then the chocolate will be available for you guys. It's called a mindful mouthful. So we'll be doing that. So please, can you let me know if you're coming? We can only take 20 people for the chocolate evening, 5:30 till 6:30-ish on the 24th of October. If you can make it, you're welcome to bring a friend as well, but we have to have facilitators first, and then would be great chance. We're also going to have someone there doing photos, and so it'll be a good chance to grab some photos both for your own personal websites or Facebooks or whatever page, and hopefully someone to do some videoing as well, so we can just get some content that people can share about mindfulness and making it sort of not what you think. It's it's not sitting in yoga pants, unless you're a yoga teacher. Actually, I sit in yoga pants quite often myself. But you don't necessarily need to do that. You can eat chocolate mindfully. So it's just getting out of that stereotype. So that's all that's coming up in October. And we got another facilitator training in November, which it'd be cool if you guys turn up for lunch for, and then one in Dunedin. So one in Wellington, one in Dunedin by request. And I'll put the other dates. We've got the Neonatal Intensive Care Unit Conference, Bowen Hospital and New Zealand Medical Council coming up in November. And if people sort of put their hand up that they want to come, I'll send through the dates. You're welcome to. It's obviously just come along for your learning, so I'm not paying you. It's just a matter of if we can't have more facilitators than participants. So just let me know if you're keen. And I've got my teacher, Stephen Archer, coming down on the 6th of November to Welly, and I'll probably be sitting with him for sort of maybe on the 6th or the 7th, so we might actually just do an afternoon where people can come in and join us and listen to him speak. I just have to check that with him. I'm sure he'll be up for it. And yeah, and then Wanderlust in Taupo. I was going to book just a day room for Oveites. So just, you know, if anyone's there, there's quite a lot of good, interesting talks that they have. That's all good learning for us to keep continuing on with our learning. Like Helen said, it's incredibly important to keep continuing that, and I think we all do. So that's the 8th to the 11th of Feb, I think, in Taupo. So yeah, so if people want to come and join in my room, not sure that there's enough room for everyone to stay the night, but good to have a base if you are visiting Wanderlust. And yeah, that's it in terms of upcoming. Any questions or anyone want to speak to that? What do you want as a facilitator from me and from the community?
Yeah, I really appreciate the idea earlier that you shared, Cheryl, around sort of perhaps alternating, you know, a session like today or the retreat thing to talk about marketing specific strategies, getting out there, and also one just for, let's say, food for us in terms of, as you said, mindfulness practice, and to hear from you, and great to hear about, you know, what Stephen, input from Stephen or others that sort of inform your practice, the foundation of OVO that you've developed. So yeah, as you say, the advanced content, for want of another word, advanced practice. Just yeah, I'd really value that. Combination of both is great.
Yeah. And I think the advanced groups will also help people if they're going on and doing, you know, they're doing mindfulness 1 and the 3 weeks or the half day, and then just wanting to know what do we do for the rest of the time. So that might give you a bit of an idea for that too. And remembering that these are automatically recorded, so I don't send them out to you all just because it's too big a file, but they're just held in the members area on the website. And I will be popping a big marketing section and a how-to section on there as well, like how to use PowerPoint, how to use Eventbrite, all of that. So working on those screen recordings there. So yeah, and if anyone's got any marketing gurus or whatever that we can bring in to talk to us, happy to pay them. Do you know what I mean? If you know any social media gurus, then, you know, bring them in and talk to us via Zoom. We can record it and share that with everyone. I'm more than happy to pay people to do that. So yeah.
Cheryl, I actually on that note, I know a few people who do marketing and comms, and yeah, that potentially could help. But I wanted to also ask you, we talked about there's some opportunities to teach children
Yeah, there's Macro School, which is next year. So can I put you, because you came forward and emailed me about it, can I put you in charge of just organising that if you wanted to? I'll forward you the email, and then I think Peter was keen. So, you know, it might be a matter of actually, you know, sharing it or whatever. But are you happy to do that? And I'll just forward you the email. The lady's got $1,000 to spend on 8 kids in 4 days. You know, they want a few sessions of mindfulness. So we've just about got the kids course sorted. We're doing it by way of cards, so teachers can talk to each card. Like there's one card is making a mindfulness jar and how to work with that, and another card is, you know, like dealing with difficult emotions. So, and then there's instructions to the teacher, and they can just kind of pull out what they want. So they should be available for use, fingers crossed. I've been working with Kate on that, Kate, my daughter. So fingers crossed that should be ready to go by the time you go into that school.
Cool.
Yeah. Awesome. It looks like you're talking or singing, but we can't hear you.
Oh, no. Yeah, I'd love to. Yeah, I'd be totally up for co-hosting that with you if you wanted to co-host. But yeah.
We're also keen, Pete, I know you're pretty creative with doing the slides for the kids, is maybe doing some creative work on them if you want to be a part of producing that, for the kids space. So that would be cool. Anyone else? Any big, like what you want, any sort of challenges, complaints?
I'm excited about hearing more about the children's space too.
Yeah.
I get invited to quite a lot of schools here, so that would be great.
Yeah. I think it's huge. I know I'm turning away requests all the time for the kids stuff because I just don't really want to have to develop something new. So our course I've used from years sort of age 13 or mature 12-year-olds upwards. So we're looking to develop something from sort of kind of like the 6-7-year-old to 12-year-old range. I think before then it's more just, under 6, it's kind of more just sitting and doing putting like some restful music and getting them to, But I mean, hey, you might be able to put the kids course that we've designed for the 6 to 12 could possibly work for younger kids as well. But it's just been developed over, trial and error and what we've used in classes when we've been teaching kids mindfulness, what's worked and what hasn't worked, and just using a lot of research about, the kids stuff. I was going to get also a clinical psych just to have a quick look at it and to run it by her. We've got one in Troy, but I was also thinking Sam might be good. Sam O'Sullivan, Pete? Yes. So there you look like you're doing some web stuff.
Yeah, sorry, I was just updating that. Updating that little project.
Yeah, no, that's all right. So.
Question.
Yeah.
Do you have people that do you have?
Helen, I don't see Kristen in your contacts.
I don't know what's going on. I've got children. I've got babies and stuff. Do you have like resources that you kind of constantly accessing for your own? Your own self, but like I guess your self-development and stuff like that. Like, do you have resources that you keep coming to?
Oh, for what I do for self-development? Yeah, I use I have a sorry, we keep cutting out a bit with you, Helen.
You do.
Yeah, I don't know.
What was that? Yeah, I can't really hear. Maybe I'll just email you and discuss that way because I am cutting out a lot.
Yeah. Okay, then I can share some on that. I'm trying to put as much of me as I can and back on that members area, like all of the videos that I've watched, and I'll share Stephen's details if you want to have supervision with him. He's my teacher, and he's not my teacher anymore because now we teach each other, basically chat as friends. But yeah, I have a teacher in Mumbai, India, so who's wonderful. He just says, tell me more. And and that's all I need. Yeah, so just sort of to help me open into that area of self-awareness. I just think, it's just so huge. What I think it would be nice is if we also maybe, to train our own coaching skills and that, for those of you who are not in that space, to just offer, reach out and say, hey, look, and you're keen to coach me to someone else within the community, because, I mean, look at the experience and everything that we've got here and the wisdom amongst people. I know everyone, like Suzanne is an incredible homeopath. I know Tash is like a healer. You do, lots of energy work and amazing stuff. Pete can certainly open you to creativity. Helen, I know you are just amazing in terms of, you've spent all this time in ashram, and so wisdom abounds. Duran has had millions of, just so much experience, like starting from, a young age of kind of waking up on a beach, waking up to the reality of life. So, and
you
Kate.
remember that story?
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Enlightenment
First
story.
girl.
Yeah, and Kate, or Mama Zandy is better known. There's not much you haven't done, is there? Is Yoga Nidra your sort of more your speciality, or just unmute?
So I've just recently I've been doing quite a few Yoga Nidra beginner series here. So I've done about 8 now this year. But before that, I've been a yoga teacher and a school principal. So
that's right. In Uganda, wasn't it?
As a teacher, you never stop learning.
And
I really like variety. So that's...
yeah. Pete can relate to that. He's not a dig one well person, are you? So just, and I guess in by terms of sort of maybe even sharing yourself on the blog, on the OVO site or whatever, we can actually look to what are our collective talents, so we can sort of really make the best use of this community space. Yeah. Anything else anyone's sitting with at the moment that's got going on before we pause and close?
Just a plug for what you raised, Helen. Like you, Helen, I'm really interested in the research and that's there to be able to just inform a bigger catchment of information for various people, certainly in the workplace, those that are more cognitive and want the data. And Cheryl, I know you've already given us quite a few great links to 6 research studies in the first PowerPoint are fantastic. But I would welcome, if there's I'm not sure, to add to that resources section, if there's a page or just a set of links that we could perhaps add to as we do our own research, and you can vet them, Cheryl, but just the research studies around the benefits of mindfulness in various contexts, I think would be awesome, because as you've already shared with us, there's hundreds and hundreds of studies done, and I know that could be a big project, but
9,000 at the moment, I think, and growing. So.
And just to add to that, like I'm super interested in yours, Cheryl, but also Helen, the studies that you've been reading, I'd love to hear the ones that particularly felt resonant to you.
Yep.
Helen, the studies that you've been reading, I'd love.
Helen, is there a space? Are you able to list
a lot of them are not even like retreats. No, just joking. I'm not part of the Facebook group, but that would be an obvious place for me to start to link them.
Yeah,
I'd be happy. Absolutely. Like basically, what Cheryl's being inspired by is I'm really I'm not one that wants to hold information at all. I think
we're cutting in and letting people on your sound.
Know what's inspiring us. Really?
I think.
Okay.
That closed Facebook group is an awesome place to share, and because you can still scroll back through. Because there's just like I'm not really in the space to go there in terms of the research and studies, because I probably spent about a year sort of delving into it, and it's kind of a never-ending bottomless pit. And to me, anecdotal. As a scientist as well, and someone who's worked in the medical industry. You can talk with medical professionals until you're blue in the face about studies that, show beyond all proof, controlled, double-blind, randomized, studies. And then you can mention that, you know, a friend of yours actually used it and this is what happened, and that's the thing that they remember. So you know, so I think it is, if you can, which I think Helen, you'd be good, you know, like is sort of, or all of us really, actually, just take the surface level study type of stuff and personalize it so it feels real. How does that impact you? You know, like, why is that important to the person sitting in front of you? And like, sort of, so that it becomes real. And obviously during the OVO mindfulness one course, we just don't want to get bogged down, but we can put anything that anyone thinks is really relevant and groundbreaking. We can put as many resources or link to as many resources on that public resource page, and you can direct people, you know, that's on the OVO website, and direct people to that. I often have people sort of going, oh, I've read this on the site, we've got a news and media thing, so you know, maybe we change that tab to research so that people can just look at all the massive amount of evidence. So we can add another tab, shall we? Research. And you guys send me ones that you want to talk to, and then you can, you know, link people to them. But it's a never-ending thing, really, isn't it, the research? But
Cheryl, can I just say?
Yeah.
Just going back to the sharing our skills and stuff, I was just thinking I'd be really happy to do that with homeopathy. So anyone's welcome to ring and talk to me about what it is and how I operate and so on. And then, you know, I'm very happy to do Skype consults at a, you know, a very discounted rate for the community. That's fine with me.
Awesome.
Yeah,
that sounds wonderful.
I find that you do anything for free, it always sort of doesn't seem to totally work out, so it would be a token thing. I think I would need to charge something.
Yeah, I would definitely say
it always punishes me when I do it for nothing.
No, I totally agree. That's the whole energy of the world, isn't it? Is money, and and so, or some sort of exchange of value, you know.
Whatever, however it works, I don't know, but you know,
it might be exchange of services. I mean, we've got people who are skilled in different areas, and so
totally, but I'm very happy to do that, because I'm in Sydney, you know, for a couple of weeks coming up, so I have got the time to do it by Skype.
And if you haven't had homeopathic, it will, I think the thing with what I've come to learn is just the actual homeopathic conversation, which is a huge part of it. Which is what I am working at the moment with the homeopath, but the conversation, I'm sure the remedies do a huge amount, and I have evidenced, you know, that in my own life, but the actual conversation is incredibly mindful, isn't it? It really takes you deep into your vital, what's going on, into that vital disturbance. So so I think that's bless you, Pete.
The only issue is that, you know, for everyone's information, it is incredibly personal. So you have to feel comfortable. That's one thing, you know, I wouldn't. With Cheryl and I talked about it, but I didn't want to. You know, when you've got relationships, so it's just so that everyone's aware of the personal nature of it. Yeah. Very personal. I can't.
I've got to go. Great to see you all.
Good luck tonight. Send some more photos, and I'll share them on the main page about what you're doing, Pete.
Cool.
Oh, well, Pete. Oh, well.
Thank you.
I better close the meeting. A huge. Should we close up now? It's like 3. I mean, I'm not going anywhere, but everyone's got commitments. But huge thanks, huge gratitude, deep gratitude for you all being here, being part of the OVO, spreading the OVO word. And we will do a separate sitting and learning session, because you can see there's a lot to talk about in the marketing space. So, all right, well, we'll see you all at the next one. Bye.
Bye. Thanks, Cheryl.
Thanks, Cheryl. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Just have to work out how to stop the video.